Trashcat, good time punk rock and roll from Hackney, London, and they were at Fuck Download 2011, just a month or so ago. And indeed, what a great performance from this three-piece that are quite experienced. You have Dara, who is the former drummer from the Restarts. Of course, he brought this act together a couple of years back, later joined by Carly, who is the bass player. And of course, you've got Alex, who was in fact also on the Dragster show. He is the man on drums in this case.
Hands down, I thought they were the best band of the whole festival. I think they just nail it. I think that's the only way I can put it. They just nail it.
Somebody is still out there that sounds like this and looks like this, and I wasn't expecting them to be at a place like Fuck Download, but they were, and they impressed me a lot. Of course, they have a current album. It's called Living in the City. That one just came out a few weeks back, and of course many of the songs on that part of the night. Again, you have a band here that, well, I mean, you wouldn't even have to read their influences. You can tell really by just listening.
Yeah, I mean, I think the lazy reporters would certainly mention a certain band or two here and there. I'm not going to do that. You know, for everything that this band has is everything I love. You know, you got the female bass player, and not just a female bass player, a good female bass player. You got a front man who knows what he's doing. He's got a great range. He's a great guitarist. Not only that, he's a great songwriter. And of course, to have it backed up by, you know, as we said earlier, the champ himself on drums. That guy, I mean, he's a workhorse. There's no other way to put it. Put those three together in a band with a great name at a great festival. Bob's your uncle.
Go on,
You have everything you need in a package that really is a great, great band. Now, of course, you talked about Dara there. He is the vocalist. You notice straight away he's got those gruff, rough vocals, but he manages to stay melodic at the same time. And I certainly hear echoes of the Sex Pistols in there. I know they have influences from NoFX and Voodoo Glow Skulls, bands like that. And of course, you can hear, as you've mentioned there, other bands that many would mention, but perhaps are a little bit cliched to say.
The key thing here is the melodic side of the vocal. You know, it's not all rough and tumble. And you know, another thing about this is that these days there's a lot of bands doing the kind of 90s revivalists. They're not trying to be, you know, this is back, this is the new thing. It's just what they genuinely, I believe for sure, it's the kind of music they like. They're not jumping on the bandwagon because, you know, synth pop is dead now. Well, the revival of synth pop, should I say. And they're not jumping on the bandwagon. I think it's just legit. They're fans of that kind of stuff. And, you know, props to them for that kind of thing.
It's very important, isn't it? And it's almost like the theme of this festival is, this is what we do. In many cases, it's what we've done for 2-3 decades, whether punk has been in or out. These bands have continued to do exactly what they do, and they haven't sort of modified or changed their sound to become commercial or anything like that. I mean, you can tell that you know, these albums are probably in a lot of ways self-funded, and they try to get them out there. And I think in some years to come that this is all going to turn around and we're going to have a full-on revival of this sort of music. I mean, everything goes in swings and roundabouts. I think it's going to come back, and I think if it does, a band like Trashcat is going to be firmly in place to actually make use of a revival. Now, of course, Dara started up this band, and indeed he previously was in the Restarts as a drummer. Now, the Restarts, a very popular cult band around the area, and I know they had a very large fan base. And I think when this band Trashcat got together, it's probably an effort to maybe pull those fans back in a sense. But of course, the Restarts also do stuff as well. You can catch them at many of the same gigs. The songs are great. They are power punk, if you like. Exactly what you'd expect. I like songs like Nightlife and Mind Blow. Really love the vocal work on Waiting. That one for me stands head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah, lyrically the band are great too. You know, from that opening track on the album, I think really tells a story, and just goes to prove what Trashcat really are all about, I suppose. And you know, a good lyricist these days, I think people forget about good lyrics. And they just want to rock out, not to put any other bands down, but it does kind of in some way count. I know sometimes you can't hear them, and sometimes they get buried in the mix, and sometimes you don't even know what the hell they're on about, but not the case with Trashcat.
Alright, we've got a new record out, it's called Living in the City. This is a song off it, it's called Waiting.
Check out Trashcat at trashcat.co.uk. That's where you can pick up their 2 albums currently available, and you can also find them on MySpace, Facebook, and indeed the all-important Reverb Nation, where you can check out upcoming gigs, maybe some of their songs posted on there as well. And indeed there are 2 videos as well, so you can catch what they are like, if you like, in music video form, as well of course as our live footage, which you can catch on the channel youtube.com/fnrockyou. If you're watching this video now, click the username and you'll find videos from bands like the Dog Bones, Dragster, and indeed Trashcat as well.
Hopefully things really take off for these guys. I see a good future for them. And if they're putting out songs like that going forward, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't succeed.
Looking forward to seeing more Trashcat, and I know that with those upcoming tour dates, some good chances to see them in and around the UK, and hopefully they will at some point come back here to Ireland. You can check out more footage of Trashcat on youtube.com/fnrockyou. Enough of our yakking, let's effing rock.